Rays uploaded a video called "Victor Wembanyama is doomed to fail." Listen, man, I find it very interesting the conversations people are having with Victor before he's even played a game, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like a lot of this hype is forced too. It's not like natural hype. I don't know. A lot of this hype is like it's like industry playing hype, like Bobby Altoff hype, bro.
Single thing that has occurred since the beginning of human history, no matter what generation you come from. It's the older generation hating on the new one for no apparent reason. Like, in the beginning of human history, I bet the cavemen were called pussy by the Homo sapiens for hiding in caves instead of hiding in trees. Now this concept doesn't apply to just life, but to the NBA also. As the most hyped up prospect in the history of the sport, even more so than LeBron, is about to come to the big league. Victor Wembanyama has been hyped up for quite some time now, and is finally going to play some real NBA minutes for the Spurs. And the hype surrounding Victor can range from something like he's the highest ceiling player in this class with a nice jumper and can handle like a guard at a 7'5" frame, to some front offices claiming he's going to be the best player on both sides of the ball within 3 years. And if you want to know my opinion, I think that these front offices need to obtain an official license for the immense meat riding they're enacting on this young man for no apparent reason.
I'm not gonna lie, we can't act like he doesn't have the potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you dead ass think of a player who can be the best player on both sides of the court, like, what, deadass, if you were making a 2K player, what the fuck would you make? You know what I'm saying? You'd probably make a LeBron build, or you'd make like a 7'4" dude who can score in 3 levels and be an elite shot blocker, can switch the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? I think he has a potential. I don't think he's gonna reach it. I think he'll definitely get exposed in his rookie season to, you know, his flaws being his flaws, and we'll see what his flaws will actually be. But to say that he doesn't have, at the very least, a potential, I think that's kind of OD.
The hype is so high that when Bleacher Report posted their yearly "Who's Gonna Win Rookie of the Year" post, they restructured it slightly. Like, what am I looking at, man? Just put Victor in the post and say, wow, look at these odds. Okay, now this brings me to my outlook that the media for the upcoming prospect is so toxic.
No, I ain't gonna lie. This headline right here is dick suck. This headline right here is dick suck. Ranking 5 NBA rookies who could actually win Rookie of the Year over Victor Wembanyama, bro. This right here is glazed. Shaboing boing, get off your fucking knees, buddy.
Place on these sometimes teenagers make it extremely hard for people not to have a hating perspective. Many begin to doubt these players simply based on what the media portrays and projects rather than what is actually in front of them and the actual talent that they see. NBA fans, for the most part, tend to be the chillest types of sports fans, in my personal experience, but obviously I'm biased. But they are quick to absolutely get upset at some blasphemy, and they shoot quite a lot of strays in the process when they see that blasphemy. Like, I know personally when discussing these type of topics, NBA fans tend to hate on these players just because of the media gasses them up so much.
Probably go with baseball.
Like when Chet got injured last year, everyone said, man, I knew this was going to happen. That frame just doesn't work in the league. So who's going to tell those people that his height and frame had nothing to do with his injury, like at all? Or even when Zion faced injury problems in Duke, like when he blew through his damn shoes, people said, man, this was gonna happen for sure because of all that meat on them damn bones. This again is happening with Victor, as everyone claims he's gonna be highly injury prone based on players like him in the past. Now, I'm not quite sure what doctorate people obtain when discussing ball, but I don't think it's our place as NBA fans to say that he's going to end up injured, especially when he has a no injury history currently that's prominent. Now, to be fair, in all honesty, this isn't even just like an NBA fan thing. This is a thing that happens throughout a lot of sports because of the insanely high projections and media coverage these players are getting, but I think it affects the NBA the most from what I've seen, which is exactly why it's affecting Wembanyama so much.
Yo, Chad, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I need an NFL team, man. I need an NFL team, man. I'm trying to get into the NFL. The Patriots are ass. I want this to be an enjoyable transition into liking football. Yeah, because I was a Patriots fan during the Tom Brady era. It's just different now, bro. It's just different. Like, I want to be a homer, but like, it's just different now, bro. I don't fuck with these new Patriots, man. God. Let's see. Niners, Lions. I heard the Dolphins are really good this year. Historically, they've been ass every time I've heard like their name brought up. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of Dolphins, Niners, Jags, Browns. If you become a Niner fan, I'm gonna hate you. When they were going up against the Ray Lewis Ravens, I was more of a team Ravens fan. I fuck with Red Lewis, man. But apparently he has some crazy history though. I don't know. For the last 10 years, Dolphins have been ass. Fucking pick the Eagles. I have a funny story about the Eagles, bro. When they won the Super Bowl, again, everyone knows it was in high school. Everyone knows I was a fucking basketball head. Mr. Basketball, this, that, and the third, bro. I didn't know anything about football. But motherfuckers would debate about football and I'd budge in. And then I think Carson Wentz got injured 2 weeks before the playoffs or some shit. And then I was still, fuck that. Roll Eagles. Roll Foles. You know what I'm saying? That I remember that was my saying. I remember that was my saying. And motherfuckers, nah, they're over, bro. Carson Wentz, the Eagles are done. And mind you, I was still a Patriots fan at heart. But I was dead ass just trying to troll. And as they kept on moving up in the playoffs, the troll got fucking worse every fucking week, bro, in that biology class. Shout out to that biology class. I was trolling like crazy. I was like, hey, roll Foles, buddy. You know what I'm saying? And then they actually won the whole thing, I think, against the Patriots. And I was torn, bruh, because I wanted the Patriots to win, but I also love being right. So when the Eagles won, hey, I embraced being right that year. And then I went back to being a Patriots fan the following year. But
on the current day, the way media has framed him so far projects him to be easily in the discussion for the greatest players of all time, if not the greatest player of all time. And at worst, it projects him to be a perennial all-star, which is all insane projections for a guy who hasn't played a minute of NBA basketball yet. Now, I really hope I don't have to explain how stupid it is to project him that highly this early on and have this high of expectations placed on him. But I will say, when your projection is to be the greatest of all time, and at this point anything less seems like a failure, you're going to be destined to fail, which is what this is all about. He's destined to fail because what are the odds that he is the greatest player of all time? Because that's what he's supposed to measure up to be. Like, let's remember, the NBA isn't like a TV show or a story where Wembanyama is destined to be the chosen one and he has to live up to the hype. Like, he's not Aang from Avatar. Like, he's an NBA player who's been training his whole life to play basketball, and he's finally getting his shot now, but he just has an insane amount of potential. Which is why it's...
I don't know if he's destined to fail. And maybe this is my expectations, but I expect a dude that out the gate is not going to be a superstar. I will say that. The fact that 2K got him as an 84 overall is kind of crazy, but it's 2K. Fuck it, whatever. But I do expect by like year three, he should be an all-star caliber player. Year 4, he should be, getting up there in terms of all-NBA consideration. And by year 5, year 6, I think he should be making all-NBA teams. By year 5, year 6. And if he's a perennial all-NBA dude, a top 8 player in his prime, and that prime is a really long prime, I think he's personally met my expectations if he can do that. You know what I'm saying? If he can have an Embiid-like career, and I know I troll Embiid a lot, but he has had a successful career. If he can have a healthier, more playoff success Embiid-like career, I think that's a success to me. That's not, but he's not the GOAT though. If he can become Joel Embiid, with a healthier career and more playoff success, I think that's a great career right there. Fantastic career.
Very unfair to project him to be the greatest of all time, and for people to be mad when he's not that, because at the end of the day, he's not a chosen one. He's just a guy who likes basketball, plays it a lot, and is very good at it, and might have potential to be one of the greatest. But if he doesn't live up to that, then it is what it is. He's not Aang. Although I really do like the storyline aspect of the NBA and all the narratives surrounding each player that comes into the league or players that aren't even in the league anymore, I really do feel like it can be draining and sometimes just annoying.
Were they?
Like, these players don't deserve to have these high of expectations on them, and they don't deserve to be hated on if they don't reach them. They're literally kids. They're 18, 19 years old coming into the league trying to prove themselves because they've been playing basketball their whole lives. And they're competing against players who have built their narrative for years based on stuff that they've actually done and actually said within the media. When most of the times when we're judging players...
I'm gonna be honest. I said this during the SOLZ Stage video, bro. If this is what Victor's bag is gonna be, bro.
Players who have built their...
If Victor is gonna be the player to 1-4 flat, ISO from the perimeter like he's Paul George, I ain't gonna lie, chat, I'm gonna be pissed as fuck, bro. I'm gonna be pissed as fuck. I understand if he got that in his bag, utilize it here and there. But if his go-to is 1-4 flat, ISO, and dribble the fucking ball out to score, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. Because I feel like that's such a misutilization of what Victor Wembanyama can be and how effective he can be. And in that front, I am glad he is on the Spurs, just for that alone. It is the boring outcome, in my opinion. I would have rather seen him on the Portland Trail Blazers with Dame and how that would fucking turn out. He'd probably be winning games out the gate as well. So that would have been interesting. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Trailblazers made the playoffs or were a playoff team with Wemby and Dame leading the helm and Jeremy Grant. That would have been fucking interesting. But nah, bro. Nah. I can't.
The narrative for years based on stuff
Victor
that
can't be a type of fucking player,
actually
bro. I'm gonna
said
be
within
pissed.
the media. When most of the times when we're judging players who are freshly coming out of college, or sometimes just straight out of the G League, never even touching a college basketball court, or overseas players, they haven't had a chance to build their own narratives, and they're getting thrust into a place full of narratives where everyone has something to say about every single player on every single team. Doesn't matter where you land on that team, and especially if you're a higher pick. I don't really think there's anything to do to change this, even though it is very toxic, but it's something that you just have to deal with, and Victor Wembanyama has to deal with it to the fullest it's ever seen, as I've been saying throughout this whole video. He's projected to be the greatest player of all time, or not even the greatest player of all time. He's projected to be the greatest player in the history of team sports. Do you know how crazy that is? Anyways, on to the summer league.
But I think that specific narrative, that's not a narrative a majority of people are running with, though. I think that was like one article type shit. Maybe even if you want to stretch it out to 3, that's fine. But that's not like a consensus type shit. And maybe I just haven't kept up with the Victor hype, bro. But I don't think that's the case, though. I don't think that's the case.
That we saw from Victor. The games that Victor played in this year is proof of how high the expectations are. The second he put up a horrible stat line and got dunked on, people were ready to call his career over. They were ready to call it straight wraps after one summer league game, like people often do in summer league. I used to be a really big fan of summer league, but then everyone started blowing it out of proportion the more and more media attention it got throughout the summer when basketball was dead. Like, I used to go to the California Classic almost every year, if y'all know what that is, and it was really fun. But then every single time someone has a bad game, like I went again this year, and guess what? Same thing happened again. When Brandon Miller had 70 fouls in the first quarter, people started overreacting and call his career over. It's so annoying seeing that shit after I go to the game like, damn, Brandon Miller was really getting the spots, he wasn't hitting the shots, he was in a lot of foul trouble, but hey, it's summer league.
Hey, Twitter
and then I go home and everyone's ready to call his career over.
Twitter was on Brandon Miller.
It makes me not want to watch summer league. But hey, it is what it is. You know, I feel like in France,
I'm not gonna lie, I saw nasty levels of NBA discourse this offseason, bro. Like every single mistake of every single little basketball that we saw this offseason, people just wanted to extrapolate it and make the biggest deal out of it, bro. From Brandon Miller playing like ass during the summer league to to Jaren Jackson playing like ass for Team USA. Like, everything was just being fucking exacerbated this offseason just because we had little basketball. So, like, when we saw the little basketball that we did, we just wanted to judge players' careers off rip. Trae Young Summer League. Put your hands to the constellations. The way you look to me is gaming, man.
Hey SOLZ, not to start drama, but I saw the recent podcast and I just want to say I like how you stood up for yourself. We aren't allowing any disrespect. I love that out of you, gang. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that, man. I'm not trying to go into this stream, man. I said it during that Friday stream. Yeah, I'm done addressing that shit, bro. Deadass. I understand he had a stream yesterday. I'm done talking about it, bro. Let's keep it pushing. I ain't gonna lie. What the energy is, whatever the energy is, but I'm done interacting. I'm done, bruh. Like, it's cooked.
Person without everyone being on him for every single mistake he made, no matter how lousy of a game he had.
I appreciate the support, though. I appreciate the support.
But I already know if I say that, and people are going to bring up the argument that hyped up prospects like Wemby are used to the hype and should get used to it since they're playing in the big leagues now. But even LeBron admitted he was shitting bricks before his first ever NBA game because of the immense amount of pressure that was on his back for him to perform well that night. Now, of course, this is even exemplified with Wemby to an extreme degree, as the man they want him to be better than is still in the league today. LeBron's still playing, as to where LeBron was supposed to measure up to Jordan, and Jordan wasn't even in the league anymore. I don't know if y'all recognize it, but for us growing up watching LeBron have to prove narratives wrong and live up to expectations, it's all happening again, except with Wembanyama now. Except now, this time, we're the old heads who are thinking that Wembanyama's getting overhyped, just like how the old heads back then thought that LeBron was overhyped. The vast majority of the NBA isn't ready for this 19-year-old kid to dominate the league yet, and thinks he's not as good as the media makes him out to be. Kinda sounds familiar, doesn't it?
I don't think you can really just bring a high school player in.
You know what's crazy though? That ass, bro. Like, what if he does come out the gate averaging like 25 and 9, bro? Like, what? That ass. What if, you know, because I think too with how chat's responding of like, yo, what's everyone's expectation for rookie Wemby? What if he does come out the gate 25, 9, and 3, bro? Like, that'd be, hey, that would be insane. You're a part of the problem, BSOLZ. He ain't doing that shit. Hey, listen, I'm not setting those expectations. I'm just saying if he did, that'd be crazy. To me, my expectations is like 15, 7 to 8, and like 1.7, 1.9 blocks type shit. On like, I don't know, 50, like, yeah, 50% from the field, like 32% from 3, and like 72% from the line. That's around my expectations. I don't think that's too crazy. I don't think that's too crazy. And I think that's a lot of people's expectations from what I've seen in the chat for those who have been talking about it. So
And really just think your
15,
team
7,
gonna
and
really
7.
turn around like that.
What?
If he come, you know what I'm saying, he can just hop on our bandwagon.
So again, surely, it's impossible that Wembanyama will succeed as heavily as he's projected.
Where are y'all getting the third number from? 16 points, cool. 7 to 8 rebounds, cool. Do y'all think he's averaging 7 to 5 assists? Now that's crazy. Five, because I'm seeing right now, Alicia Davis, 15, 7 and 7. Sub Z Legends, 16, 8 and 5. You can't. I'm assuming you're not talking about fucking blocks, bro. No way, no way, bro is expecting. What was that? 15, 7 rebounds and 7 blocks, bro. Nah.
Or is it? Victor Wembanyama is poised to be what KD was coming into the league, except 3 to 4 inches taller with a more polished game. To add to that, he has already played and dominated in a professional league instead of the NCAA like we saw with Kevin Durant. We've seen how important that is with the emergence of Luka Doncic in recent years. And not to mention, Victor is going to have one of the most profound systems in the league with the Spurs, who are finally embracing the three-point shot under Greg Popovich. Popovich is known to make systems revolving around ball movement generated through a skilled passing center. And for a player like Victor Wembanyama, who has had many guard-like attributes at his position, it seems he'd be seamlessly integrated into this system. We all know, even though Pop is old as hell, he's still a genius and one of the best coaches to ever touch the league. All perfect circumstances for someone with such a high ceiling. So this then begs the question, is Wembanyama truly doomed to fail because of how much overhyped he's gotten and because of these insane projections he's led to live out?
I don't think he's doomed to fail, ultimately. I don't think he's doomed to fail. I'll probably cut the video right here, but yeah. I don't think he's doomed to fail, just off the fact that I think he's overblowing the expectations of a majority of people. But also, I think it's fine for people to get excited about prospects, bro. Understand this whole counter movement of, yo, let's chill out on the expectations because, you know, we don't want to be disappointed type shit. But I also don't like how, like, it's turned into, all right, fans just can't be excited about the 7'4" prospect that can shoot threes off the dribble, bro, and block shots. Like, come on. Who wouldn't be hyped seeing that shit, bro? Like, that ass. Who wouldn't have, you know, dreams about the potential of this dude and what he can do on the basketball court, bro? So, understand where Ray's is coming from.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger, this a G5.
Shout out to White for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate you halfway through the sub goal. Appreciate you. But yeah, I just don't think it's that crazy, though. I just don't think it's that crazy. But shout out to Race for the video, man. Shout out to Race for the video. World champions or what? Nah, chill.